Hello, Keith Rucker here at VintageMachinery.org. Guys, today we are putting together a little odds and ends episode for you. I have got stuff stacking up over here that we need to get worked through and put up and out of my way. So this is going to be a good time to get that knocked out. So before I get into that too deep though, I do want to mention one upcoming event that I am planning on going to, which is the annual Barzy Industrial Bash that's going to be out in California this year, as it has been in recent years. So this year, which is 2023, in case you're watching this sometime in the future, is the Barzy Summer Bash is going to be held on the weekend of June 24th. 24th is a Saturday. That's kind of the main day of the bash. And this will be held in Rancho Cucamonga, California, out at Stan Zinkowski's little place out there that he's done this, hosted it for many, many years. Great opportunity for you guys, the viewers out there, to get a chance to meet many of your the YouTube creators. I don't have a list of who all is planning on coming this year, but I do know there's quite a few of the YouTube community, in the machining community, that is planning on being there. And this is a really good opportunity to get a chance to meet folks face to face, have a little chat with them. And it's something I always look forward to because I get to meet you guys, which I don't get to do very often. If you're interested in going to the bash, I'm going to put a link to the website down below in the description of this video, where you can get all the details and you can register for the event. And yes, you do need to register for the event. It's not just something you show up for. It's best to register in advance. It really helps with the planning and all that. I think they do have on-site registration that's a little bit more expensive. But if you plan on coming, guys, just go ahead and get registered up. It's a lot easier. And like I said, that information will be down below, and hoping to see many of you guys out at the Barzy Summer Bash this year in June. And with that, let's get in here and start going through some of the items we got over here for this odds and ends episode. Got some viewer mail and purchases that I'm going to share with you guys. First item on the bench here is this really nice wooden box here that comes with some nice tooling inside. And this was a purchase. This is something I bought for the shop, but it was kind of through a viewer. So Jack Perry, who is a viewer of the channel, made me aware of this. A friend of his, which was Jason Shorley, had this item for sale, and he told me about it, sent me some pictures, and he kind of brokered a deal between the two of us, and I was able to purchase this and buy it. What is it? This is really neat. Hard to read the label on here, but I'm going to read it for you. It says U.S. Navy hand reamer set number 2, Type C hand reamers, 1/4 inch to 1 1/4 inch, or 1 1/4 to 1, or 1/4 to 1 1/4 inch. Exactly what it says. And this was made by the Water Velvet Tool Company Incorporated, Albany, New York. Is that in the screen? Yeah. Not sure how you say that, but anyway, very nice set of hand reamers, very complete set of reamers. Again, goes from 1/4 inch, which is the smallest one, up to 1 1/4 inch, and these are in 30 seconds of an inch increments. I did note there is one broken reamer in here. It looks like someone twisted a little bit too hard, but all of these, I mean, I can tell that they have been used some, but they appear to be in good shape. And there's a tray here on the top. You pull this up, and on the bottom, we have the rest of the reamers down there. So anyway, very nice set of hand reamers. This is something that definitely it will be useful in the shop. I have need for reamers from time to time. I've got a pretty good set up to 1/2 inch, I think, by 1/64 of an inch over in my cabinet. But you know, that's only basically these reamers right here is all that one encompasses. Now it's like I said, by 1/64 inch over there, but then this set will take me through the larger sizes. I have some of the individual sizes, but I didn't have by any means all of them. So anyway, very nice set. And I really like the fact that this has the history of being a kit that was U.S. Navy. I've actually got a set of U.S. Navy Morse taper reamers that was probably from World War II era, and that's probably when this one was made too. I'm guessing by the wooden box. During World War II, metal was in such high demand that things like boxes and stuff, they didn't make them out of metal. They made them out of wood or some other material that was not needed for the war effort. So the fact this is in a wooden box probably dates it to World War II. So this is kind of an interesting story here too. I've been purchasing, and I haven't really been showing it in the videos, but I've been purchasing some blacksmithing tools through various means. I found this 1-inch top swage on eBay recently and purchased it. I thought it was interesting that the person I purchased it from is one of my viewers, and he recognized, of course, that I was getting it or whatever, and he was kind enough. He threw some extra little things into the box here. So first off, this is a set of it's a belt lacer, a clipper belt lacing tool. I've got a set that I use for this a standalone. This is one that you put in a vise, and you basically can put the lace down in the bottom, squeeze it closed with the vise, and lace a belt. These are real handy because if you're ever going out into the field and you don't want to take your great big belt lacer along with you, this is something fairly small and simple that you can throw in a bag or whatever and be able to lace belts if necessary. The other item here, little plastic box and full of all kinds of brass hardware. So this is, again, something that is just nice to have assortments of this kind of stuff in the shop. I'm always doing restoration work, and brass screws and stuff are often needed, and it's getting harder and harder to find good quality brass hardware. So he had this little assortment and sent it along. I've actually got another assortment over there of brass hardware, and I'll probably sort all this stuff out and get it put together. But yeah, this is the kind of, I use this kind of stuff all the time. It's just so handy having it in the shop. So again, this was from Bill Grayson, and Bill, thank you very much. Nice little bonus to the purchase, the eBay purchase there. Thank you. Next item, nothing machinery related, but good nonetheless. Scott Volage has sent me this stuff before. I actually met Scott down at the Florida Flywheelers event a couple of years ago, but he makes some beef jerky from time to time and was kind enough to send me a little batch here, and I am over here enjoying it. Scott, thank you very much. Always look forward to your packages. I actually eat a fair amount of jerky. I eat a lot of high protein diet, and the jerky really is a good little snack. So anyway, thanks Scott for sending that along. So up next, we got a box full of goodies that came from Robert Brantley out in Arizona. And what I'm really excited about more than anything else is this right here. This is a cherrying attachment that goes on my Kearney Trekker 2D rotary head milling machine. Basically, with this little attachment on there, it allows that cutter to make a little circular kind of dipping motion to kind of hollow out something in the bottom. This thing, it's practically new old stock. I don't think it has hardly ever been used. In fact, I don't think it's been used. Maybe once or twice, but it has extremely low wear on it. This thing is really in nice shape. And that's going to make a very nice addition over there. In addition, we've got some tooling here. Got a couple of lathe tool holders. This one's kind of interesting. This one is was that a DMT, I think, type cutter. But what's neat is that this one, normally you're using these end pieces, the ends to cut it, but you got the edge on this corner that doesn't ever get used. So you can actually use this one. It kind of has to hold it at a weird angle to use it on the lathe, but you're able to use that corner that you're not normally using on that particular insert. So that's kind of a neat one. That's just a regular triangular type cutter holder, even sent along a couple extra inserts. Let's see, we got a horizontal milling cutter here. This looks like what is that, a spline cutting? Yeah, I think that's for cutting a spline. I'll have to pull them out and take a closer look at them. There's two cutters in there together, been wrapped together. Got a little right angle attachment that goes on the indicator. This is if you need to, you put this on the stem of your indicator butts up against that, but this transfers the motion 90 degrees. So if you can go up on the inside of a hole with an indicator and be able to indicate. So that's a handy little attachment. Stair at 671, still in the box. And a couple of jig bore drill sets. And what these are basically center drills, which you would use in a jig bore. These are one-sided. These are actually handy because a lot of times I want to put it in a chuck and kind of get down a little bit deeper, and these are perfect for that. So anyway, there's 2 sets of these. I got the set right here. Oh, this actually got some different type cutters in it. So, all right. It's in the same box, but a different type of cutter. But anyway, some nice little tools here. So, Robert, thanks for sending that along. Definitely some good tools that we can put to use around here in the shop. Up next, got a collection of some tooling here that came from my friend Neil Tyson up in North Alabama. Known Neil for quite a while now. Been to his shop several times up there. He's actually been down here, took a scraping class a while back. But he was cleaning out the shop, thinning things out, and just sent along a couple things. So got some horizontal milling cutters here. This one's kind of interesting. Looks like that was for like cutting maybe a valve seat or something. I don't know. Kind of an unusual angle there. Got some high-speed steel cutters here. These are some nuts that go on arbors for the horizontal milling machine, and got some Morse taper to Jacobs taper adapters here. So that's a number 4 Morse taper, and these go to like drill chucks that have a Jacobs taper in there. So if you wanted to mount a drill chuck on something that has that matching taper, these were in the protective sleeves. I took them out. I'm gonna put them back in there, and they have a nice protective coating on them as well. So MSC brand. Anyway, thanks for sending this stuff along, Neil. I'll sort it all out, put it up in my tool cabinets, and again, we'll have this stuff when we need it. Up next comes a nice little collection of books here from Don Homburg up in Baltimore, Maryland. And what these are, if you're not familiar with these are some cartoons that were done by J.R. Williams called Bull of the Woods, and basically it's just funny little anecdotes from working in a machine shop. I don't know the exact history of these. It's probably in the book, but these are great little cartoons. I have really enjoyed them, and I've got the volume 1 book already that someone had sent me. I didn't even realize that there were this many volumes, but he got volume 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this is really, really kind of cool. Anyway, if you guys enjoy machine shop humor, these are pretty good. You'd probably enjoy all these. So anyway, Don, thanks so much for sending these along. I'm going to put these in with the rest of my collection, and just probably go by the bed, give me a little chuckle in the evenings before I go to bed at night, because I really, really enjoy the old Bull of the Woods cartoon strip. Thanks for sending it along. So up next, I got a little collection here of some manuals, catalogs, etc. that came in from James Green out in New Mexico. James is a longtime friend, and he does a lot of buying and selling of machine shop equipment. He came across some of these manuals and sent them along to us for us to get scanned and uploaded to the VintageMachinery.org website. So real quickly here, we've got some dual contour machines. Looks like a catalog here. I was looking to see if there was a date. 1952. So basically just showing their different models that they have, and got some manual stuff in here as far as instructions and what have you. So anyway, nice addition, I'm sure, to the website. We just need to get it scanned and uploaded. So lots of good stuff there. Got another dual contour machine replacement parts. This is from model 1613-2. So similar to the first one there. Fellows, 12M, 24M envelope measuring instruments. Fellows specialize in gear making equipment. And this is for a machine to measure the envelope pitch on gears, it looks like. Looks like a manual for that. Interesting. Parts list, this is another Fellows for same thing there. So this one up here was a manual. This is the actual parts list for that same machine. all the parts information in it. I like it when they use pictures like that. That's neat. Press bake dies from Chicago, Drays and Crump Manufacturing. So these would have been all kinds of dies for press brakes. Okay. And ductile iron, the cast alloy of the past, present, and future. So ductile iron data for design engineers. That's interesting. So it's like a bunch of engineering stuff for ductile cast iron. All right. We'll see about getting this stuff scanned and uploaded as soon as we can. Of course, usually when I get stuff like this, the first thing I do is I'll go through and see if it's already on the website. And if it is, obviously there's no reason to take the time to scan it and stuff again. And if it isn't, it goes into the queue to be scanned. And honestly, I'm way behind on that. I need to get some help this summer, see if I can hire me a college student or something that's home for the summer to come in and help do some of that work. It's just, I've got all the equipment to do it rapidly. I just need somebody to sit there and do it. So hopefully I can find someone and pay him a little bit of money to do that this summer and get some more of this stuff scanned and uploaded so that we can get it out where people can use it. Up next comes a little gift that came in the mail from Jake Jackal, who is one of the viewers out there. And he actually ordered this for me and had it shipped to me from Edge Technologies. And it's for setting the height of a tool on the lathe. It's kind of a neat little tool. And I will say, and I have no relationship professionally or whatever with Edge Technologies, but I do have several of their tools. They send along a little catalog. They got some really nice stuff, and I've actually got some of their stuff that I use from occasionally in the shop. And if you go back to look at some of my older videos, you'll probably see me using some of this stuff. Like I've got one of those handles there. I think I've actually got one of these tramming systems that I've got. I know I've got one of these little stops that you can use on your vise on your mill machine. So if you're doing production work, you can put this little stop in there. So really handy stuff. I got some other stuff in here as well. But when you look at the these little tools for setting tool height, I'm going to just kind of zoom in here and show you the picture so you can kind of see how it works. Hopefully you can see that. But they've got a couple of different versions of these. I actually have one of these little speed lathe gauges, and you do it, it's got a little notch here. You put it up against the work that you're turning on the lathe, and this notch here you put on the top of your cutter, and it's got a level in the top, and you just level it up right there on the lathe. So you can use this one with the work in place. The one he sent me is this one here, and you got a little rod that goes through it. You put that in the chuck. You chuck that up on the lathe, and again, this little piece over here is directly on center when the little bubble levels out. So you can raise and lower your tooling to get it running dead nuts on center with the spindle of your lathe. So pull it out of the packaging here and just kind of show it to you. So here we go. I'll just kind of show you how we do this. I've got the cutter there in the lathe, and you got the little vial on the top, and you can just unlock your tool, and you just get it till the bubble is on center, and then lock it in place. I'll close it up there, it dropped down just a little bit. So you know it's right on center now. So that's the way, one way of getting your tool on center. And actually I probably need to get right there on the edge because that's tapered. I think it was actually set on center and I moved it off center. But you kind of see how this works. I'm just adjusting the height over here. So, you can go through and get all your tools set on center and lock them in place, and then you're pretty much ready to go. The other one that I've got is this one here. It does very similar, but again, it's got this little cutout. If you got a larger diameter piece of metal in there, you would just buck that up against it and then put your tool right there, and same type thing. You got the little bubble on the top to level it up. This one here, it actually sits over here on the top of my lathe, and I use it frequently, particularly if I'm setting up a new tool that I haven't already got set on center. So up next, a bunch more manuals and literature for scanning over on the website. And this comes from the folks up at Wisconsin Precision Casting up in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. They have sent along several boxes of stuff. I think they've been cleaning out their file cabinets and sending me all the stuff in their collection of old literature. Greatly appreciated. This is the kind of stuff we really love getting, these large collections like this to get documented and put up on the website. And this is almost all manuals here. I didn't see any catalogs in here. Nice selection of stuff. Forging machine here, National Machinery Company. Here's instructions and part lists. So, you got all kinds of stuff there. Let's just take a look here. Oh, look here, Sellers. They make drill grinders. I've actually got a Sellers drill grinder. That's kind of cool. Bliss punch presses. Let's see what else is in here. It's cool. Big broaching machine there from Colonial. Air-controlled tapping machines. Hydraulic arbor presses from K.R. Wilson. Barbara Coleman, these guys made gear making machinery. Acme Girdle, these guys made turret lathes and multi-spindle bar machines, production machines, old school lathes. Here's some more Acme Girdle stuff. You name it, it's in here. Yeah, that's an automatic bar machine. Got a bunch of Landis grinder manuals. Bunch of Landis stuff here. More Pratt & Whitney. Reed Prentice instruction book. 20-inch sliding gear head lathe. That's cool. Looky here. American Pacemaker. Big lathe there. You got a deluxe pacemaker lathes. The 25-inch style G, style H, style I, and style J. Here's another parts manual. So anyway, yeah, cool stuff. We'll again add this to the queue to be scanned. We'll put it up there in the pile, go through again, see what's on the site, what isn't on the site. And yeah, I got to find some help. I got a huge table full of this stuff right now, just waiting to be scanned. It's a lot of work, and I need to get it knocked out. Last item here, or items, I guess you could say. I seem to have acquired a bunch of horizontal milling cutters. This all came from Brent Perry. Brent's up in North Pole, Alaska. So yeah, these traveled a long way to get here. And I use my horizontal mill machine a fair amount. I used to use, when I worked in a machine shop, we used horizontal milling machines for production jobs all the time. And we were constantly ordering brand spanking new cutters just like this. This is back in the 80s. And you could still get this stuff. In fact, some of these cutters are actually, I saw some dates, I think 1985 on a couple of these. So I have a feeling that's probably from about when these were ordered. I don't know the whole story on why they had all these. It's almost like these were either in a machine shop, they just kept them in stock, or maybe it was a tool dealer up there and this is just leftover stock. I don't know, but these are all brand spanking new in the box, still wrapped up, horizontal milling cutters, never been used. And that's a nice thing to have around, is brand spanking new horizontal milling cutters. It's hard to find. In fact, I'm not even sure that you can order a lot of this stuff anymore. You can get some stuff, involute cutters you can still get. There's still some things out there that you can still get, but most of it's coming from China now. This is all good American made, mostly Niagara, name brand stuff. There's some other stuff. There's some Morse. I can't remember. There were Cardinal I saw in some of these, but there you go. 1985 October was when that was packaged. Really nice set here. So these are all pretty much just straight slitting type cutter. So the big boxes are 6 inches in diameter, just doing a regular slitting type cutter. And again, a selection, new old stock here. Start out, we got the thickness on these, 3/8 of an inch. These are 7/16, ½ inch thick, 9/16, 11/16, 3/4, 13/16, 15/16, and 1 inch. Then we go down to 5 inch. These are all the convex, so they're basically a round on the end, and we've got 3/8 inch thick, 7/16, ½ inch, 5/8, and some miscellaneous other stuff in here as well. Awesome stuff to have. I've got a lot of horizontal milling cutters. In fact, I got a Lista cabinet over there full of them. Full to the point that I'm going to probably have to get another cabinet to put these in. And I actually found a couple of boxes of horizontal cutters that were in another storage building the other day that I probably have had for 7 or 8 years that I've never even sorted out and put up. I need to get all that stuff sorted out and put it up. But really nice to have new old stock cutters like this. Most of the ones I have are used cutters, and there's nothing wrong with those if they're sharp. A lot of them are reground. Again, nothing wrong with them. The diameters may be a little bit smaller, but as long as you compensate for that in your work, and you're not stacking cutters where you got to have exactly the same thing, you can make it work. And that's mostly what I'm doing. But these are brand spanking new stuff. Really cool to have. So Brent, thanks so much for sending this stuff along. Like I said, it came a long way, all the way from Alaska. He shipped this stuff down to me. I did pay for the shipping. He gave me the cutters. I paid for the shipping on it. I think that was an extremely good deal for my part. But really, really nice to have these in the shop, and looking forward to being able to pull out a brand spanking new cutter and use it on a job one day. Now we got some, we can do that. So very, 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 very nice. Well, there we go. I think we have worked through our pile of stuff over here again and got my table cleaned off yet again, and I'm sure it'll be piled back up again shortly. Got most everything put up. I got to figure out where I'm going to put these cutters. Like I said, I need to get a new cabinet, I guess, and between these and some of the other cutters that I recently found, I'm going to probably have most of another cabinet full of stuff that I need to get stored. So be on the lookout for one of those here pretty soon. But really nice to have. I'm blown away by this stuff. This is just really exciting to me, as a lot of the other stuff that came in as well. But this is really cool. Hope to see some of you guys out at the Barzy Bash coming up here in a little over a month. Get registered for that if you can come, particularly the people that are somewhat local out there in Southern California. Although there are a lot of people that travel all over the country to go to that event, myself included. So I'm looking forward to making that trip out to California for that. So again, come on out, come see us. Love to get meet some of you guys face to face. So if you can make that trip, we would love to see you. And with that, we're going to sign off. Again, as always, thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Those thumbs up and comments, greatly appreciated. Like I always say, they really help with the analytics over on YouTube, which are really important for getting your site out there in front of other people. It really makes a big difference in finding new audiences to come in here. So I appreciate when you guys leave those comments and leave those thumbs up. It really does make a difference. And like I say always, big, huge thank you to the supporters of the site. Guys, yeah, we could not bring all this content to you without the little bit of financial support that we get through Patreon, PayPal, and so forth like that. If that's something you're interested in doing, that's something you're capable in doing, there is a link down in the description of the video where you can go to those sites and make a little contribution. I tell people all the time, you don't have to give lots of money. If every one of my viewers were to just give me $1 a month, I could retire from my job and come out here and make video full time. I couldn't retire, but I could basically do this full time instead of coming out here and playing. I realize not everybody's going to do that, but it just takes a few. And if you can pitch in $1 a month, enough people do that, it makes a difference. And I promise you, it really does make a difference in being able to justify spending the time when I could be making parts and making money in the shop. I'm over here shooting videos and editing videos. It's a lot of time involved in that. And to make it really worthwhile, it's the contributions that come in. And that's why I always say, it does make a difference. So for those of you guys that do it, thank you. If you are considering it, think about it. If you can't do it, you don't have the financial means to do it, no sweat. I'm not going to tell you to quit watching. We still want you to be here. But for those that can do that, it is greatly appreciated. Guys, with that, we're signing off. We'll talk to you on the next video. Again, thanks for hanging in there to the very end if you watched it. I wonder how many people actually do make it this far. But thanks for hanging in there, and we'll catch you on the next video.